Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play The Longest Journey. In the last excuse me, in the last episode, a lot of things have happened. Well, first of all, April has finally reached the Guardian's realm. This is what we're seeing. However, so did I think one of our enemies. Forget his name. It's been 2 weeks since I last actually made an episode of this game because I got sick. I'm still sick, but I thought I'm good enough to actually make a Let's Play. So here we are. Anyway, so I think we got some, excuse me, diary updates. One more page to go. Adrian told me that once I arrive in the Guardian's realm, there are 3 trials I must pass in order to get to the tower. Oh yeah, that's too, by the way, I forgot. So there are some trials we have to go through. The first is the trial of might. The second, the trial of spirit, and the third is the trial of matter. Considering what I've been through so far, I don't think I'll have a problem with either of them, but you never know. Best to be prepared. I do wonder, however, what my greatest fear may be. It used to be water, but now that I can breathe underwater, I don't really have that phobia anymore. As for spiders, hey, they're disgusting, but I fought the Gribbler. No creature great or small can scare me anymore. No, it's got to be something more personal, something I've probably blocked out. But what? I guess we'll find out. Anyway, so there's the pod.
I can't remember landing. I remember the wormhole, the dimensional shift, then this. The pod took a beating, though. I don't think I'll be able to use it again.
I thought so. Probably you'll find a different means of getting the heck out of here. Maybe there's I don't know, maybe we can open a teleporter to somewhere. So let's see, what do we have? Into the desert. And the tower.
That must be the Guardian's Tower. It's either very small or very far away, and from what I know of the balance, it doesn't settle for economy-sized. I think I'm in for a long walk.
Probably. I mean, it seems like it. Twisted rocks.
It's barren and lifeless. This world looks like it's on the verge of collapsing on itself.
Maybe because it needs a new guardian to keep the balance. I mean, that's what this is all about, right? Keep the balance between the two worlds and such. Probably also the Guardian realm. Oh, she just did a little twirl over there. Oh, wow. Really far away. Who's this? Oh, that's not yours.
There's the second pod, but I don't see... Adrian!
Is he here? Or is he gone?
He's not in here, so he must have survived the landing, but where is he?
Probably headed the same way that you're doing now.
Adrian? Adrian!
To be honest, I really doubt he'll be able to hear you across the desert.
It's Adrian's pod. It's empty.
Unless the other guy reached him first, you know, there was our enemy also coming with us. Towards the tower, a landscape.
There's nothing out here. It's completely barren.
Okay, you're saying the same thing as you did before.
The tower's closer than it was before, so I'm making progress. Very slowly.
Don't worry, you're gonna reach it eventually. I hope. It looks bigger, at least. Oh, that looks very unstable. Oh, is that our trial? What was that again?
Oh, God, not that thing again. It's even bigger than before. I thought it couldn't leave Arcadia. I had no idea it could follow me all the way here.
Unless it's trial. Let's see. What can we say about the chaos vortex?
This thing has grown since I last saw it. If it's not stopped soon, it'll consume everything. With that thing ready to attack me, there's no way I can find a way across the chasm.
Let's see, what do we have here? We have bind magic. We also have the stone disc. The talisman of the balance? Hey, do you want to get a bit of a balance? In your stomach?
The talisman doesn't seem to affect the vortex, Maybe its magic isn't strong enough.
Well, what do you know? We have a potion of binding magic. Should now work. Okay, that thing is dead, I think. Well, at least for now. Okay, well, that thing is gone. How do we get across?
If I had wings, I could fly across.
If you had
Since
wings.
I don't, I'll just have to head back down to the desert and try to find my way around the chasm.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. But I think that was one of the trials. We just got to the other side of the chasm. Alrighty, only towards the tower, really?
I'm orange.
You're orange. Well, not completely, you're more gray with splashes of orange, but whatever. Technicalities. Oh, goody, another trial. I doubt this is part of the realm.
What is this? It looks like... home. It's home. It's not... It's like a projection, but it's definitely the kitchen back home. The way it used to look when I was 8.
Oh yeah, you can see stuff behind.
God, no, what's happening to me? Who's there?
Oh. Oh, you look like a zombie.
Come here, Pumpkin. I got you something special.
Dad? Daddy, is that you?
Hush, Pumpkin. Come here. Daddy's got something for you.
Please, Daddy, don't hurt me.
Didn't I say to come here? Come here right now, or Daddy wants to give you something, Pumpkin. Come on.
You sound very creepy. What happened in your childhood, April? Was he like that? Or is that just whatever your mind's projecting?
It's our kitchen, where Mommy cooks breakfast, lunch, and dinner and cleans the dishes.
8-year-old April.
I'm in my Sunday dress, looking my best for church.
That is kitchen? I thought that was kitchen. Okay, I guess everything in here is kitchen. Let's look at him.
Daddy looks so scary.
How do we unscare you? The talisman of balance?
Come to Daddy, Pumpkin. Come to Daddy. And I will make everything quiet.
Yeah, you know what? I think this actually might be just April's projection or perception of whatever her... Well, she does have a bit of a beef with her dad, based on a diary, so I wonder if this is just her projection. Maybe something else. Okay, there's nothing I can do except just look at him, myself, and the kitchen. Hey, do you like the ring?
Daddy, please, you don't want to hurt me. You're not a bad person. You're not. Really, don't.
I'm not your daddy. I'm not your daddy. You came into our lives and you destroyed us. You took advantage of us. You're a frightful little beast.
But Daddy, you gave me this. You gave this to me, Daddy. You do care. You do love me. You're just not very good at it.
No. You destroyed us. We were a family, and you... God forgive me. What have I done? What have I done to you?
You did nothing, Daddy. It wasn't your fault. It wasn't your fault that I got hurt.
I'd been drinking, and she was so beautiful. My little April, you were so beautiful. We wanted to give you a home. We wanted to be what your biological parents couldn't be. A family. That night, when we brought you home. I'd had a few drinks with the guys. I was feeling a little dizzy, and then your mother, she says to me, "Hold her. Hold your baby girl in your arms." And I take you, and I hold you, and you look up at me with such startled eyes, like it's the first time you see somebody like me. I fell in love with you, my little baby. You were so beautiful, and you smiled at me, and then I don't know what happened, but I was taking a step forward, and I stumbled. You fell to the floor, but you didn't cry. You didn't even whimper. When the doctors told us you would never walk, oh, my baby, I couldn't stand the guilt. I don't know why that made me into the monster that I am. Why I decided that hurting you was the only way I could face my shame. When you started walking, and then getting better and better at it, it was like you were mocking me. I was such a fool, a selfish fool, and now I lost you. Forever.
I forgive you.
You do?
Yes, I forgive you for everything. I forgive you. I
Forgive you, Daddy.
Yep, that was a trial. I wonder if that was the trial of fear. Or spirit. It's hard to tell, really, but
Those rocks look dark and forbidding. Very ominous.
I kind of wonder if that was kind of, what actually happened in her life? You know how, that moment where we were with the Banda and April went to that spirit dig, and we got first the shadow, or the evils, well, not the evil, but like the shadow side of April, and then we got Charlie. But like, they were fairly, I guess, realistic in terms of the characters they were portraying or the qualities of the people. Like, the spirits seem to understand that, and I wonder if it's the same thing with her and her dad. Very complicated things. Okay, well, how do we cross?
Finally, I thought I'd never make it here. Oh, great. There's a large canyon circling the tower, and there doesn't seem to be any way across.
Okay, let's see. What about it?
The canyon's filled with dense fog, blocking my view. But it's definitely a very long way down, and the walls look much too steep to climb. I'd love to have a look at what's down there.
Well, I have an idea, but let's see if it works. But first of all...
It's some kind of conical sandstone structure, reaching about a third of the way to the base of the tower. Foreboding clouds.
Yeah, they are a bit foreboding. Anyway, so my idea is, let's see if Crow is around. Who knows, magic can maybe bring him back here, because this place absolutely doesn't make sense. Yep. And there's Crow.
It worked!
What?
Hello, old friend.
April! What the heck? What happened?
You cross dimensions into the Guardian's realm. Be prepared to be amazed. Pretty much. Okay, let's see. Yeah, what did happen?
Yeah, what did happen?
You're asking me? I was just, helping this cute little sparrow with her new nest up in Riverwood. Next thing I know, there's a blue light, and then... I thought for sure I'd been shot by a hunter's arrow and that you were an angel. Then I had to look around the place. This ain't heaven.
Yeah,
I mean,
sorry.
This ain't heaven, is it?
Nope. If you think heaven is this barren, then no. I doubt heaven is looking like this. Sure it is, Crow. And I'm the Archangel April. Oh my god. I love that response. Of course not, you dim-witted bird. Or, this is the realm of the Guardian of the Balance. Yeah, I'll be honest with you.
This is the realm of the Guardian of the Balance.
Really? Then what the heck are we doing here, huh? Can you open one of those blue thingies and send us back?
Not until I'm done here.
So what do you need me for, then? Please, just make a blue thingy and let me go home.
I need to find a way across this canyon and into that tower over there.
Why don't you just flap your wings and fly, then? Oh, that's funny! I kill myself! Flap your wings and fly! Oh, baby! Whew, that's a zinger. I gotta write that down somewhere. Wait a minute. Oh, flap your wings and fly! Jeez. Anyways, when did you ever need my help? Oh, sure, you brought me along, let me do your dirty work once in a while, but come on! You could have done just as well on your own. I mean, you just left me high and dry at the end there, didn't you? Just up and left without a word of goodbye.
I didn't mean to leave you like that, Crow, but you couldn't come with me.
Oh, sure. Use me, then leave me. Don't worry, I know how that works. I'm not half as innocent as you seem to think. But I thought we were friends.
Crow, we are friends. Good friends.
That why you gave me the name Crow? Oh, I thought it was nice, all right. Real ring to it. Until I found out what a crow actually is over there in Stark.
Crow?
Right. Crow. The sneakiest, dirtiest, most despised bird there is. They're like flying rats. You even have something called a scarecrow to chase us off with, don't you? I mean, crows are so stupid. They're scared off by straw people dressed in rags. Huh. And that's the name you come up with? Crow? Pfft. Bah!
That's not...
No? No excuses. I can't bear it. Oh, the pain. The pain. That's all I am to you, a flying flea bag? I'm sorry, I can't bear to look at you anymore. I gotta fly.
Stay and shut up!
But you...
Gave you that name because of a cartoon character I loved when I was a kid. His name was Crowboy.
Crowboy?
He was the star of a series of what we call animated cartoons. It's like puppet theater you can watch on a canvas or a screen.
Puppet theater. I love puppet theater.
Crowboy was just the coolest bird there ever was. He was a crow and a cowboy. And he had a hat and a lasso and an albatross called Old Whitey that he rode on.
He had an albatross? His own albatross?
And every week he'd come to a new town where the bad guys were making life tough for everybody else, and he'd sort it out like a real hero.
He was a hero? Crowboy?
So that's why I called you Crow. I figured you're not a cowboy, so it'll be just Crow. And besides, I think crows are cool.
Oh, damn. Got right. Me and my big beak. I couldn't keep it shut, could I? I had to say something stupid. I'm so stupid, dumb, stupid, dumb, stupid.
It was a misunderstanding, Crow. It could have happened to anybody, even good friends, especially good friends.
Yeah, but I'm so stupid.
Are you gonna keep beating yourself up, or are you gonna help me? Time's running short.
Of course I'm gonna help you. Anything for you, April. Just tell old Crow what to do, and he'll do it. Like that. I can be a hero too, just like Crowboy.
Okay, let me think.
I already have a good idea what to do with you. Go right into the canyon.
Crow, I need you to fly down into the canyon to see what's below the fog.
Into the canyon? Below the fog?
Are you scared?
I didn't say that. It's just, well, fog clings to my feathers and... Would Crowboy do it?
Crowboy would do it, but he'd be careful not to get hurt, and he'd come right back up again if he saw anything remotely dangerous.
Of course! Okay, hold tight, I'll be back soon.
Thank you, Crow. Okay, so, let's see, what's your mission report?
So what did you see, Crow? What was below the fog?
You're not gonna believe me.
What?
I told you, you're not going to believe me.
Just tell me what you saw.
Nothing.
Nothing? As in nothing out of the ordinary?
No, as in nothing at all. The absence of anything. Below the fog, there was nothing. It was terrifying. Until you've seen what nothing looks like, you won't be able to fully appreciate something. Anything at all. I used to hate this blue sand. I mean, blue sand. What the heck? Now, though, I love it. It's sand. And it's blue. It's something. Not like that nothing down there. It was freaky.
Oh.
So there's no way I can climb down, cross over, and climb up on the other side?
You'll fall into the nothing. I'm telling you, I don't even think time passes down there. You'd be falling through nothing forever.
Damn.
Maybe that's part of the trial. I have a feeling, at least.
I'd love to have a look at what's down there.
I have a feeling that might be part of the trial. Unless we can send you towards those towers, or the cone structure, maybe there's like a bridge activator or something.
Crow, can you fly across the canyon to the base of the tower?
Can a chick lay eggs? Well, I know you can't, but yeah, I can do that. What was it you wanted me to do again?
Just fly across the canyon and see if you can find any weird buttons or levers or something like that.
What for?
There must be a way to cross this canyon, and maybe there's a magical bridge that needs to be activated. I don't know, Crow. Just fly across and check it out, okay?
Will do. Hang on. What am I saying? Of course you'll hang on. It's not like you have any other choice.
Let's see, anything new? I guess nothing.
What did you find?
No bridge, that's for sure. But there's a well on the other side, on top of that conical sandstone staircase right below the tower. It looked magical. It had that no good, stay the heck away blue shimmer to it. So I didn't fly any closer. Who knows where I'd end up.
That's gotta be the Well of Making.
Well, maybe it can be making us a bridge then. Making us a bridge? I'm killing today.
You're easily amused, Crow.
My brain's 1/10 the size of yours. What do you want from me?
But maybe you got a point. Maybe the Well of Making can help us somehow.
It was only a joke, April.
I know, but still.
A well of making, you say? I wonder, will that somehow be relevant to that well of making? So this is the well of making. It changed the description. You give Crow the flute, I guess. Nothing about...
Foreboding clouds.
Okay, I know they're foreboding clouds. I can send him back to the Well of Making or the tower. How about the tower?
Crow, can you check out the tower for me?
What? All of it? It's huge!
Just see if there's any way you can get in. From here, it looks pretty impenetrable.
I don't much like things that float in the air unless they got wings. But I'll do my best.
Okay, that's better than nothing. Let's see what you come back with.
Nope.
Nope, what?
Nothing. I can't see how you're gonna get into that tower. It's sealed tight.
Okay, that means it has to
Damn.
unseal. Probably at the Well of Making. Okay, Crow, I guess I need to send you back to, not the canyon. Probably the Well of Making?
Crow, I want you to get me some water from the Well of Making.
What? Are you crazy? How am I supposed to carry water back from... Oh, no. No, 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 no. There's no way I'm doing that.
Come on, Crow. Your beak is perfect for the purpose. I don't need a lot of water, and all you have to do is make sure you don't swallow.
Hey, magic's got its upsides, I'm sure. I mean, where would social welfare be without magic? But magic water in my beak? No way. What if I did swallow? If I'm lucky, I'll just explode or something. If not, I've heard stories, April, and none of them are very nice. Magic's not a toy, nor is it a food, and it certainly doesn't belong in my beak.
Please, time's running short and the balance is at stake. You've got to help me, Crow. Don't you want to be a hero?
Hero? Sure. Stooge? No. Oh, curses and damnation and all things mean and ugly. Fine. I'll put my life on the line, tempt fate, and risk a certain and painful death by magical poisoning if...
If what?
If you'll promise to pluck my fleas for the next, year.
1 year? So honor and glory mean nothing to you?
Not as much as a good flea plucking. No.
Okay, deal. Now, fly. Yike!
Okay, we'll be plucking those fleas, I guess, for the next year. If April makes it back to Stark, that is. Or, sorry, not Stark, Arcadia.
How did it go?
Oh, good. Oh, I really want to start what we do.
What do I want you to do? I can't take the water, so you're gonna have to do whatever it is we need done with it.
Alright, alright.
Okay, let me think about it for a second.
Why don't you spread it over the canyon? I'm kind of wondering.
I got an idea, Crow.
Well,
You said there was nothing down there, right? The absence of anything.
uh-huh.
The water in your mouth is magical water from the Well of Making.
Whoa.
So what if we add the magic of making to nothing? What happens then? Something, right? Something's better than nothing. Fly down there and spit the water out on top of the nothing. Then get out quickly. Something will happen, I'm sure of it. I'm just not sure what exactly.
Okay.
This is the most interesting puzzle solution ever. Ah, there's the bridge. Well, we got something.
That's something, all right. But what? Where's Crow? Crow! 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 Oh, please let him be all right, wherever he is.
Do you want to call him back? Just to make sure he's alright?
I guess he's not around. I should try again later.
Okay, let's just hope that he's alive. Okay, over the bridge towards this thing. Okay, so this is where I guess I insert the disc.
It's been a long journey getting here, but this is it. The end of the road. All I have to do now is figure out how to get up into the tower. I thought I'd already passed the 3 trials. There's always something. Guess it's not supposed to be easy.
I mean, the shape kind of looks like a circle. Oh, that I assume where you insert the disc with the jewels? Something like that?
I guess this must be the Well of Making. It's not as imposing as I thought it would be. Not even close. It's the Well of Making. It's very deep and very clear, and obviously magical.
Well, there's your thingy. Drop it. Okay. Okay, now it's rising back. And a hand. Okay, so what do we do with it?
The water has shaped itself into a hand.
Do you shake the hand? I don't know. Oh, it might suck us into the tower, I think. Yeah, I have a feeling that's what it probably will do. Maybe. I think you're sinking, April. Or maybe it's just the camera angle changing. I don't know.
Thank God you came. I thought you were lost for good.
My path here diverged from yours. You had to pass the 3 trials.
You were right in warning me. This place is like a Freudian nightmare. The first psychologist to arrange field trips here will rake in a fortune. I mean, talk about shock therapy.
It is a sacred place. Only the chosen few can pass through the desolation.
But then why didn't my hand work on the Well of Making? I mean, I passed all the tests, right?
That is a mystery. You are to be the 13th Guardian, are you not? The balance has picked you. Your hand should have unlocked the tower, like mine did.
Why did it still react to your hand?
Even though I left the tower, I am still the current Guardian, and I will continue to be until you go through the ritual and take my place. Hold on. I think we're about to move. The tower is letting us in.
Oh, that guy's over there. Where'd you come from? I didn't see you before. Well then, the enemy's coming with us. Apparently.
I never thought I would see this place again.
It's cold. Was it always this cold?
I do not know. When I was here last, I did not feel much at all.
Well, I'm freezing.
I spent more than 1,000 years in this tower, and yet I cannot remember ever feeling warm or cold. Being Guardian, there's just the balance, and our duty to it.
You didn't feel anything?
There are no emotions. Emotions interfere with the balance. I was the conduit between magic and logic, between chaos and order, and I had to be clean.
That sounds horrible.
It never felt that way. I was content, as far as it was possible for me to be content, until the very end when I became restless.
That's when you left the tower?
I had no choice. The balance forced me out. I was polluting the flows that passed through me, through this room, and it was time for someone to succeed me.
So now it's my turn. To be Guardian.
Are you afraid?
I've never been so afraid in my life. 1,000 years. Everything will be gone when I'm done. My friends? My family? Dead. My world probably changed beyond recognition.
I know, April. I have experienced this myself. When I returned to Stark, I could not believe that all the things I knew, the memories of a life that I recalled as clearly as if it were only yesterday, they were all gone. I was lost, alone, dying, until the Vanguard picked me up from the street and imprisoned me. It shames me to say it, but that was a relief. To be fed, to sleep comfortably, to be warm. You have every right to be afraid, but consider this. Your sacrifice will be the salvation of mankind, of two worlds. What greater gift is there? What greater reward than to know you are like a god?
Believe me, I could do without the reward. If there was any other way, I'd embrace it in a second. But I won't shy away from this either. If it is my destiny, then so be it.
Good. To wish for the loss of dreams and emotions would be wrong. But to acknowledge it in the face of your fears, this proves you are ready.
Okay. So, what now? What do I do?
Just walk to the edge of the disk. The tower will know what to do. If you are the new Guardian, the tower will embrace you.
All right, here it goes. 1,000 years. Now what? Nothing's happening.
You are right. Then it is as I suspected.
What? What did you suspect?
That you are not the one chosen to take my place in the tower. You are not the 13th Guardian.
But if I'm not, then...
I think I may be able to answer that question, Miss Ryan.
You? How the hell did you get here?
You didn't think your little games back at the station would fool anyone, did you? Well, aside from those moronic and useless guards. It puzzles me why Mr. McAllen could be such a visionary and yet be so lacking in his comprehension of human nature to surround himself with brainless louts.
Maybe because he wasn't human.
He was not. That would explain a lot. If he was not human, then what was he?
You mean you didn't know? He was your boss, and you had no idea who you were working for. How pathetic can you get?
Don't toy with me, child! Don't you dare toy with me! I don't. I do not know what came over me. I'm not prone to anger. In fact, I'm usually quite incapable of it. Must be the environment that's... I don't feel quite right. Like there's something in here that's calling to me. What are you doing to me?
I don't know what you're talking about, Gordon.
No matter. I can ignore this. It's so hot in here. Don't you feel it? The heat?
I'm freezing. Maybe you should lie down for a minute or two.
Maybe you should lie down, Miss Ryan. I actually have a good reason to be here, but you do not. After all, you are no longer a candidate in this race, are you?
I may not become the new Guardian, but neither will you. The balance will never accept you.
Don't be so sure, April. That's your name, is it not, April?
Yeah.
I will be the Guardian. The balance will have No choice. Not with you and the previous guardian. Gone. And I'm... There's something here, isn't there? Someone's calling my name. Someone's... No. No. Not that. Not here. You brought it here, you stupid bitch!
Eh?
Stop!
What's he talking about? What did she bring? Wow, nice kick, Adrian. Okay.
Gordon's the stronger one. He'll win if I don't do something. Adrian's not gonna be able to hold out against Gordon forever.
Throw the medallion. Apparently that's the solution.
No, stay away from me, don't, no!
Apparently that's the solution. Use the medallion or throw it at the guy, I don't know. Something like that. I mean, that's the only thing she even has in her inventory. Adopt Crow would help. He kind of disappeared off the face of Earth. Probably back to that, what was that, a sparrow he's building a nest with? Okay. Anyway.
What happened to him?
I'm alive again. You gave me back my life.
I did? You don't sound like yourself. Are you okay?
I do sound like myself. And I'm better than I've ever been, April. I'm whole again.
So it worked? The joining of two halves?
Magic and logic. Order and chaos. I'm in balance now. I am balance. And it's glorious. I'm sorry for what I did to you, April. And to you, sir, I'm sorry for everything.
It wasn't you. Not all of you, anyway.
It was me, but it misguided me. I wish I could undo all the harm I've done to both worlds. Both as Gordon Holloway and as the Chaos Vortex. But I can't undo my actions. All I can do is make sure they'll never happen again. And the only way to ensure that is by becoming the Guardian.
Wait, so you were the Chaos Vortex?
The Guardian?
It's my destiny, April Ryan, not yours. I was born to be the Guardian. And although the Vanguard almost managed to prevent that from ever happening, they didn't succeed. And now, I'm ready. Thanks to you.
But what about me? If I'm not going to be the Guardian, then who am I?
That's something I cannot answer for you, April. Only you can do that. But I don't think the universe is done with you. You are important. Just not in the way you imagined.
He speaks the truth, April. He is to be the Guardian now. It was always his destiny, even though it was taken from him by the Vanguard. We will begin the changing of the guards now, Gordon. And you, April, thank you. Thank you for your sacrifice, your courage, your kindness.
Okay, stop. You're making me feel very self-conscious. I only did what had to be done.
Which is more than most people would have done. Your journey here will be remembered, April Ryan. Remembered and retold for all time.
Right now, I'm only concerned about what's coming next. Where do I go now? Where can I go?
That is your choice to make. But do not fret. This world will never hurt you again.
How do I get back to Stark? Or Arcadia, for that matter?
Walk. Walk until you are outside, and then go back inside. It is easy from here. You can go anywhere you wish.
I guess then that this is goodbye.
Perhaps we will meet again.
Yeah, why not? It's not an impossible thought. Anyway, you guys have an important job to get to. Don't let me hold you back.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye.
Okay, so we're going. And they're getting stuck in there, changing, well, passing the torch, I guess.
So that's the end of that. Funny. I feel almost melancholy, despite everything that's happened. I'm actually gonna miss this adventure. After all, what am I doing now? Going back to school? Live like nothing has happened? Like I'm just a normal person? Well, it's a long way home. I'll figure it out before I get there. Wherever there is.
Hey, April, wait up! Where you going? Wait! Don't leave me here!
Oh, you're here! I thought you have gone back to your lovely sparrow. Okay, well, guess we're gonna go back together. Huh. Well, it has begun. The old guardian leaving his seat of power and for the new one to take over. And interesting, the entire realm seems to be changing. It's all now red and cloudy and stuff. Epilogue. Threads.
And so the story goes.
Is that it? But whatever happened to April Ryan? And did that man, Gordon Holloway, become a good and just guardian?
That is the end. If you had studied your scriptures, child, you would know that the 13th guardian was the last guardian to watch over the balance.
Was it after his reign that the worlds were reunited?
During his reign. Not long after the events I have just described.
Please tell us more. Tell us what happened to April and about the reunification of Stark and Arcadia.
I think I will save those stories for another night. I'm feeling tired, and it is late. I would see you out, but my legs.
Thank you, Lady Alvani. We'll find our way out ourselves. Thank you again for your hospitality and for your story.
And so the story goes. How strange it was to tell it again. To remember April Ryan. That was such a long, long time ago. And now my story is almost over as well.
You're as healthy as ever. You still got a lot of life left in you. Wish I was half as lucky.
Don't say that. You're okay. You can still fly.
Fly, yes. But those cute little birds, they don't seem to appreciate that. They're holding out for their young, handsome suitors, and they don't have time for an old crow like me.
Well, you got me, Crow. Isn't that something?
I guess. Yeah, sure. Oh, of course. Unless you're not planning on going out there again, are you? On a new adventure? 'Cause, I don't know. I'm kinda happy staying here.
Don't worry, Crow. I think our adventuring days are over. But that doesn't mean we can't tell stories, does it?
No, definitely not. Tell me one. Tell me the one about the young, beautiful warrior princess who single-handedly won the War of the Balance.
I don't remember it quite like that, Crow, but let's see. This story begins a long, long time ago, when Stark and Arcadia were still to be reunited, and the Guardian was still on his throne.
things to think about. And that's the end of the game, guys. So, we finally got through the end, and yeah, a lot of things to think about based on the epilogue. Although, if you played the other 2 games that came after this one, the second one being Dreamfall: The Longest Journey, and the third one was Dreamfall Chapters. I don't really want to go too far into those 2 games. I can just say that they kind of, I guess, somewhat clarify about this, this old lady who introduced herself to April as Lady Alvane or something like that, and why there is the, aged up crow at the epilogue of this one. To be honest though, like, when I take this game and compare to the other 2, albeit Dreamfall: The Longest Journey doesn't really go back much to Lady Alvane, it's the third one that does, but to me, it just doesn't fit in quite right. I don't want to really spoil anything. Why? If you want to find out, I suggest you go play the third game. You're not gonna miss too much if you skip the second one, because the third game actually has like sort of like a video cutscene in the game menu that tells you what happens in the second game. With the second game, for example, I'm not sure if I'll be making a Let's Play of that, because I really hate the combat/sneaking system they have there, and there's just this one segment of the game where you have to flee from monsters that kind of kill you in one shot, while at the same time just like pretty much running around blindly trying to figure out how to get out of there to proceed with the main storyline. It's just a mess. My least favorite part of the game, and also it makes me feel very anxious. Yeah, so I'm not sure if I'll be playing that game per se. I'm not sure if I'll be playing the third one either, because as I said, I'm not really a fan of those 2 games. It's just the way they kind of go wrap up this first game doesn't sit right with me. So in my opinion, the end of The Longest Journey ended with this game. So let's talk more about this game and I guess my overall analysis. That's something I love doing. Excuse me. That's something I love doing with each video game. Again, excuse me. Oh boy. So like every other game, there's the good, the bad, and sometimes you hear the ugly. But in this case, it's just the good and the bad. So about this game, it definitely has this charm because it has an interesting world building and a combination of sci-fi and fantasy, where on one hand they're kind of together, the Stark and Arcadia. On the other hand, they're completely separate. And yeah, the credits just ended, but whatever. I like the fact that it doesn't feel too jarring, this combination. Maybe because of this somewhat separation, but they do tie in together because of the balance and everything. And I really like, for example, how they created the futuristic, basically the futuristic outlook of our modern world, except maybe like hundreds of years later. Because it kind of like combines some, I would say even some Orwellian elements, sprinkled with, I guess, some interesting government structures, while while Arcadia was more kind of like traditional in the past sort of world, but it also had some interesting original magical creations, I would say. Something that you don't see a lot, especially in modern games, where in the fantasy genre, there seems to be like a reusage of similar type of races, creatures, and such like that. Actually, this is something that I liked about the third game. In the second game, you don't see it as much, but in the third game, it's really nicely done, I think, and it's something that actually made the game kind of more interesting from world-building perspective when you look at Arcadia. In this game, you see a little bit hints of it, but unfortunately not as much as in the third game. But I still think it was pretty interesting. I still think that there's some kind of a charm to this game showing both aspects of the world, and also the fact that, you know, the magical one obviously is more chaotic because it's unpredictable, it's more volatile, while Stark is more scientific, a little too orderly, probably like downright corporate, totalitarian too. You see it in there. And also, like, I feel like Stark was probably maybe like somewhat maybe of a, how to say this? I feel like Stark was almost inspired by some of the sci-fi books of the time that explored how the society would develop and I guess how much it would change from what it is now, or rather what it was back then when the game was made, to what it might be. It's kind of like almost, you know, probably not the best example, but like what some of the books like from Isaac Asimov, which in his case, it's an exploration of the future, but more related to robotics, and an interesting aspect is like space colonization. This game, it's not as much about it, but it does have also like division of the society into districts. Obviously, you know, some of the poorest classes being, you know, not as well off, where you got like segregated into those districts, and this game had like hints of that too, and the surveillance aspect, and the fact that there's, you know, you gotta be careful about what you do, because like there's, you know, really, really badly armed guys everywhere, all over the place, and it feels like one wrong move and they'll just shot you to death. I mean, that's what I kind of felt like about that aspect of Stark, and, you know, the futuristic outlook. While, again, as I said before, Arcadia is more magical, it's more fantastical, mystifying, you know, it really taps into, I guess, your imagination, but it has certain issues where, you know, for example, one party exploits that power, like Corporal Glax, for instance. You know, he got really way in over himself, and really was doing really bad things. And I kind of like this, you know, exploration of the different aspects of the both worlds. The only thing I guess I have an issue with, well, several things. In the beginning of the game, it's been a while, so I might not be recalling correctly, but I think I did complain about, you know, how April seems to perceive this new world, and I thought that it was maybe not, I don't know, it was kind of more annoying, really, because it felt like she was complaining and whining all the time about, like, you know, this is like irregular, this is not normal, I don't know what's happening, this is too much, or whatever. However, I do like the fact that you have the evolution of April from, I guess, someone who's not ready to maybe take on more responsibility, or, well, in her case, it's kind of more complicated because they did, well, Cortez and everyone else, really, they did throw all of these things onto her shoulders, and something I really hated is the fact that it felt like almost all the characters, they just throw everything onto April, like, oh yeah, you gotta collect this disc, you gotta find the entrance to the Guardian's Realm, etc, etc. We don't have a plan because we've no idea how to do everything else. You gotta figure out on your own. Bye-bye! Hope you accomplish everything. That's the way I felt, and Cortez didn't even explain to April much of anything at all. He was so damn abstract. Like, you know, the first time April even came to Arcadia, you know, she went in blind completely because Cortez was just describing something about dreams, something about, you know, you can see this realm of dreams or something. He was so damn abstract. It's like, you know, you could have saved a lot of grief, a lot of trouble, a lot of stuff if you've just been very clear and to the point and stuff like that. And I just don't understand, like, in some video games where they do this sort of thing where for some reason the character, instead of, you know, explaining like a normal person in normal language reasonably, they just go off on some tangent, or instead of saying, you know what, let's explain everything, let's explain some aspects to you so that, you know, you're not gonna get too stressed out or too anxious, you know, so that you come to understand some certain aspects of what you're about to experience. No, instead they just say, yeah, I'm not gonna tell you anything, you're just gonna go in and do everything on your own. Good luck! Hope you don't die. That's the way it felt, at least. And I just really, really hate that. I really do. And one thing I never understood, now that I'm talking about Cortez, is that what was going on between April and Cortez? Like, it felt off, very off. And I say that because there seems to be an implication that she had romantic feelings for Cortez, but I feel like it's really off and out of place. I just can't fathom it. I saw him more like as someone like a tutor, or not a tutor even, like not even a father figure to look up to, but something like similar, like a light in a dark tunnel or in a cave, you know, like a spark to help you guide you through life or certain aspects of it, or something like that. I don't know, that's the way I perceived it, so I'm like, where did this come from? Why? And another thing I never understood is that they said that April, well, essentially is like a Drakench, that she's the daughter of the White Dragon, but like there was no explanation of like how exactly she's related, how exactly was she birthed, why is she wearing a human guise, and, you know, why hasn't no one told her about it, why is she able to shift? You know, they also mentioned that there's other shifters besides April, but we never ever see them. We never even hear that they exist. And it's funny too, because it's something I noticed, like, I don't know, it's just weird to me. It just also seems very unexplained, very out of place. And I don't know, it just doesn't make sense to me. I think they should have probably just left April as a shifter and not drag this thing out of... To me, well, it seemed like it was just pulled out of nowhere, really. And it wasn't even properly established upon or explained. Like, I kind of like the twist that she ended up not being the Guardian, because it kind of leaves her with this uncertainty of, okay, what's next in my life, you know? On the other hand, though, I really badly want to tell her that April, life just doesn't end here. If you want adventures, you know, you can choose the world you can live in, because you can shift between the worlds. And who knows, if you want, you can maybe study up magic, or, I don't know, help out other magical races, go on an exploration. That would still bring you adventures. And then there's also about the Lady Alvane thing. Not counting the other two games, in this game specifically, you kind of perceive Lady Alvane as being April Ryan, but from the future, which is an interesting aspect. And it also seems to be interesting because even though April had to go through all this grief, you know, in finding the next Guardian and preventing the worlds from merging, apparently that other Guardian that they put on, Gordon, I forgot his last name, but basically Gordon, apparently he's gonna be the last Guardian, because the world somehow in the future end up merging anyway. So I'm like sitting here and thinking that, you know, what were the Draken thing? Well, like, it was the Draken and someone else, or something else. I kind of forget at this point, so you might as well correct me if I'm wrong, but... like, why were the worlds separated in the first place? Because right now, even though Stark and Arcadia are separated into magic and science, they still end up having, I think, pretty much the exact same issue as when the merged worlds had, which is, you know, basically you get some greedy people at the top trying to dominate everyone else. You know, the problem is still there, you know. So, like, so it makes me kind of question, okay, like, I get it the Vanguard is not going about it the right way, but, you know, they're not quite wrong about the fact that, you know, essentially they're kind of hitting at the same thing as what I just said, is that, you know, the issue's still there. Except they're going about it the very, very, very wrong way. But yeah, the problem is always with the people slash beings, because, you know, on the Stark side you have, like, things like the Gribbler or Robert Clax and probably a bunch of others too. I remember we read that book that there was someone who wanted to either get the power of the Draken or something similar, or I don't know, I don't remember quite, but you see the same pattern, right? It's just that no one's doing about those people specifically, but, you know, history keeps repeating itself. And I'm kind of curious how, like, Stark and Arcadia are gonna merge, how it's gonna happen, what's gonna be the story behind it and the grounds of it, and the explanation for, like, is Lady Alvane really April? Because, I mean, the fact that there's an old crow over there, and he seems to have, I think, kind of a similar type of dialogue, or rather manner of speech as the way April talks to Crow, seems to hint that Lady Alvane is April from the future. And it's very interesting because that means how many years passed by, I wonder, since the merge of the worlds happened and such. I don't know. A lot of unanswered questions, and as I said before, if you kind of wonder what's happening in that front, who's Lady Alvane is, and stuff like that, or rather, what exactly is her story, if she's April or not, check out, I would say, for her specifically, the third game. The second game, it's mostly a different side story. It does have April, Ryan, if you're curious, but she doesn't feel right to me. The April from the second game and the one from this game. I feel like they're two completely different characters and people, and their personalities, in my opinion, they're just too different. I don't know, it just feels not right. But anyway, that's why I'm just analyzing this game on its own without considering those two games. Unless I'm comparing, like, maybe the world building or just pointing out stuff like that. So yeah, I guess this is kind of it as my analysis for this game. I mean, overall it's an interesting adventure game. It needed a bit of a better work regarding some of the puzzles, definitely, because there was one or two puzzles. I know some of them were just because I didn't explore well enough, but there were some puzzles that absolutely did not make sense to me, like the one about the rubber ducky, and like the way you're supposed to, I forgot what you were acquiring, some kind of a electrocuted thing from the subway or something like that. But anyway, that part of the puzzle did not make absolute sense to me at all. It just blew my mind, if I remember correctly. I forgot which other ones that caused me grief. Yeah, something. I swear there was like one or two other puzzles, but it's just the damn rubber ducky part that really caused me lots of grief. It's just, it was terrible. It was a nightmare. But yeah, the game needs a little bit more work with some of the puzzle pieces that did not make sense. But you know, all of the games are not perfect. I realize that. It's just those parts needed more work on how to build that sort of like logical step for the player to reach the conclusion of, okay, this thing should be combined with that to do that, and it would make a logical sense. instead, no, you're just left blindly trying out things. In my case, I had to go to a freaking walkthrough to find out what was I doing wrong and what I need to do. And stuff like that. Because, like, you'd imagine that, you know, rubber would help you to, again, well, I guess what she needed is like a fish hook, but somehow use the rubber ducky to clamp on this thing. I just don't understand how that works. It's just my brain cannot comprehend that. I don't know. But anyway, I think this is probably the end of the analysis. I don't think I have much of anything else to say apart from just minor puzzle issues and stuff like that. I mean, they were minor. They weren't really everywhere. For the most part, I think I did okay. There's more or less, like, if you follow the dialogue, what the characters say, and what April writes in her diary, you can more or less figure out the solutions to the puzzles, apart from those minor few that you do encounter in this game. Yeah, but anyway, so this is it for the game analysis. Thank you for watching the Let's Play. I hope you enjoyed the game, and I still hope you give it a try and let me know what your perception of the game is. Because I know it's going to be different when you watch it as opposed to when you play it. You can notice different things. And, well, sometimes you even realize different things. I had that happen a couple of times when I decided to, you know what, I'll go replay the game again sometimes. And, you know, I do get those days where I do want to replay something for the sake of nostalgia. And then you get one of those aha moments where you're like, oh, I get it, why this thing is made this way, or why this thing is happening this way, or what this character meant. You know, it's very interesting. I really suggest you do that, and if you want, try out the second game if you really can stumble through their combat / sneaking stealth system, which is really annoying. Puzzle-wise, it's not that bad, I think. Kind of. The third game is more relaxing to play, definitely. I mean, as relaxing as it gets, because it doesn't have that much of an annoying system like the second game had. But I don't like the way the story pans out, or some of the characters too. I had issues with that a bit. To be honest, I'm not a big fan of the second game either, so yeah, for me, the longest journey ended with the first game. So yeah. Anyway, if you want, give those games and this one a shot, and I'll see you in any other game playthroughs. Yeah, hope you have a great and fantastic time. Bye bye!